Hello. In this video, I want to talk about my weird release schedule. So, as of now, for the next, well, for as long as I plan to make videos, which forever, I plan to release a video every Sunday around Sunday morning. A lot of my videos I film way in advance before I do them, and sometimes I do minor editing, believe it or not, but more often than not, I try to release videos every Sunday. About sometimes I will release other videos at weird times. I've always thought about trying to make something stable. Originally, I planned to make a video release every day, but I actually did try that, I believe, at one period in time. But what I planned to do originally was I tried to make the videos in advance and then release them like the next week. I then realized life gets in the way. So there are a lot of life things that kind of make it complicated, as I don't always have free time. There are some days, like I always fit in time to draw, but I've realized if I try to make videos in my absolute tiredest hours, they may not be of the quality that I want them to be. More often than not, I do try to quickly watch my videos again after I'm done filming them, and I try to make sure they're up to par. I have scrapped videos before, either because maybe I feel like I didn't know enough about the subject, and well, I'm not going to let that stop me on certain things. I will try, but other times there may be loud noises in the background. That's because I don't. I live with my parents. I'm really grateful for them that I could live in their house and all, especially considering the state of the economy. But with that, when you don't have your own place because of finances and all that, you don't, I really can't get quiet in every hour that I want to. So, like, I can't always make videos because, I try to make videos as long as they need to be to get the point across. Sometimes they may range from 5 minutes or maybe an hour or maybe even over that, but what's more important is that I get the point that I'm trying to make across. I always say I may need to touch upon subjects again, and that's just a fact of life when it comes to it, but I am glad to make certain videos that I've had in my mind for quite some time. Okay, so other than that, for the whole month of September, I plan to release a video every weekday and also Sunday as well. Just probably not on Saturday. I thought it would just be a bit too much. It's like I want to make quality stuff. I also don't want to make it seem like I'm spamming. And I thought maybe one video a day. Like, well, the other thing is every video I make probably isn't going to interest everyone, as I tend to touch upon a lot of stuff I learn along the way. And a lot of the stuff that I do try to teach is me trying to apply stuff that I've learned. So I think in general they say you need to know stuff 3 times more to be able to teach it. So I do try to practice the heck out of a concept before I apply it in any way. But with that, obviously mistakes will be made here and there. But yeah, look forward to a video every weekday for all of September of 2023, probably a little bit into October. I have been debating making more videos along the way, just regarding to bugs. I mean, I definitely plan to make more, but I just wanted to see if there was any feedback from people. I just want to make sure everything is good, everything is well. I just want to make sure, maybe if I'm making a mistake, I maybe wait a little bit. So maybe if someone points it out in any way, I could try to fix that in future videos. Or if someone says, hey, I don't think you're covering this type of thing more, I could write that down and keep it in the back of my head for the videos that I make in the future. If that makes sense. And I think it is important. You know, considering now I've been drawing since 2019 and we're in 2023, I do try to draw every single day. And some days I draw more than others, but you know that's because you know, life gets in the way. I don't you know, I can't draw full time like I'd prefer to, just based on the situation. But I do try to make videos. But you know, some days there are other times in which I'll be doing more practice up until a video. So believe it or not, yeah, I do try to fit in practice. Like if I really want to apply it, I need to probably do a bunch of grinding, and you know, even then, when I actually get to the final paper or final video making process, I probably still make some mistakes here and there. But yeah, always expect videos Sunday. When I make videos, I do tend to write down them as I learn. I usually put them on my phone. A couple times I've accidentally deleted my notes, so I've made points to take screenshots of my notes just so in the event something goes wrong and I lose them, um, you know, I don't. Oops. Yeah, that is a bit of a fear of mine. I used to write stuff down, but I kind of got a bit overstressed because, well, near the side of my desk, I had a bunch of pieces of paper with notes on them, and I had a checkbox next to them, and I got a bit overwhelmed. So, like, when I do make videos, I like to make them as soon as possible, and I also like to make sure that I like have the point that I'm trying to teach in the, you know, in the point, well, in the video. And sometimes I do end up making a video and scrapping it because I think, I kind of already did this before. And, you know, I do worry about perhaps saying the thing or saying something too many times. So I do like to keep myself in check with that. So, you know, but at the same time, sometimes I do need to like teach another point, and you know, it also kind of does help me in a way, um, you know. But there's a lot, you know. The whole field of drawing is just something that really really icebergs. There's so much depth to it, and it's one of those things that's very. A lot of other art forms rely on it, and a lot of other things rely on it. Although in our society, it doesn't always seem like. It seems like it's more convenient if you just know it right off the bat. But you know, no one really comes out of the womb knowing everything. So I do try to help with that along the way. Um, yeah, I think in the past my release schedule was kind of bad because I was programming a lot, and when I was programming, I did debate whether I should like make videos about that. A long time ago, I did make a lot of videos. Like if I ever release like a big update for one of my things, or if I have bug fixes in them, I usually do make like a little quick video talking about what the bug fix is. That's for my various apps. Most of them are free. Um, but I feel like I do need to make those videos so people could, you know, be aware of it and update the version they have if they want to. I would never force anyone to update it. There are people who go to great lengths to do that, but I would rather let people control that if they want to, because I think one of the most annoying things in the world is when people force you to update stuff, and there are cases when that is appropriate. But you know, my application just like it's just an application that is on your computer. It doesn't exist on, well, anywhere else. You know, like when people push out updates like that, usually it's because they're connected to the internet, and none of my applications are connected to the internet. Even though they do run in their own, they run in their own way or their own browser. But the point I'm trying to say is, I don't want to be annoying with that because sometimes I feel like maybe people really like a version even though it has a bug in it, but maybe I styled something in a way, and they like it and they don't want to go back. But in general, I don't keep older versions. Like I do have it in the code, but I mean, like, I don't save older compiled versions of my programs just because, like, it adds up. And the other thing is, like, I do back up a lot of my videos and my other stuff on an external hard drive. um, rather than using like Dropbox or something like that. But on that hard drive, like, you know, I do have like terabytes of information, but you know, it does add up, believe it or not. You know, it's one of those things that you think, how could you ever go through that much data? And I'm like, well, just give it give it 10 years, give it 20 years, you know? I mean, I like to share stuff on YouTube, and if my videos are an hour long, I mean, I don't know how many megabytes those videos become, but you know, all of that adds up, and it's like eventually I have to get a second one, and you know, it's all I also try to I try to put all of my stuff in like zip files to try to save on storage more than I can, you know. But it's all that stuff that adds up in the end. So yeah, do expect that. Other than that, some days if I'm making a video, like, I may have to scrap it and make it another day because there's this guy that rides his motorcycle up and down the street, and it just so happens that that's usually on a Sunday, so you know, it's like that's one of my only days. Like, you know, the weekends are the big days for me to make videos because it's when I have a little bit of time. But you know, those days those days end up getting ruined because you know, no one wants to hear a video with me with that guy on his motorcycle going up and down the street. And I did release a couple of videos with that, so you will hear those videos, and it really pisses me off. Like, there's nothing I can do. Even if I would put padding on the wall, there's nothing I'm gonna do. I just I live on a back street, and you get that, you know. I mean, I really wish they wouldn't do that, but hey, I guess they bought a motorcycle to have fun. But yeah, I think, you know, since I have videos going every weekday of September and a little bit of October, I think I do have another video like when I end it to ask for like feedback and other stuff. I may make some other videos between the time that I have for that. It's not easy for me to edit. Like, a lot of videos are kind of like, you know, they're rolled out, they're coming out, so I don't have the ability to like kind of change some of them now, but I will try to do that in future videos. But I have been thinking of just you know, going on anyway and making more videos about bugs and other stuff that I find interesting. You know, I don't want to let getting feedback stop me, even though I find it really important. You know, the other thing is not as an insult to any of the viewers, but it's kind of like I do have to. I always have to be practicing in one way or another, and I can't always let the hive mind kind of decide what I draw. I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean it more in the way of like I have to be drawing every day. Like, I can't always wait for that, you know. And you know, I guess that's just kind of the nature of it. I guess comparing to having like one person it's a mentor compared to the internet being a mentor, I think it is a bit dangerous to rely on that because a long time ago when I first started drawing, I didn't really know what tools I needed, and I think I joined a Facebook group, and what ended up happening was you know, I got a bunch of feedback from different people, and it became conflicting, and I was like, what the heck do I do now? Because I don't really understand what to do. And you know, it was very, very, very frustrating, but eventually I kind of just found my own path. Um, but yeah, so I guess I use YouTube as a way to help solidify my knowledge and also share stuff that I learn. Um, I guess I also have to think about, well, you know, um, I do a lot of this when I like to, so I don't always have the greatest ability to, you know, make videos every single day. And I also just touch upon more uh, construction, and I tend to avoid finer details. I may have delved into them a few times, but then I realized that, you know, maybe that's not the best point I should be trying to make in the video, and you know, then it kind of becomes like, you know, if I do decide if I decide to start making detail, it becomes like a video that becomes 2 hours long, and you know, I would just always have debated the usefulness of some of it. But you know, that's the that's the nature of that's the nature of things. But yeah, I'm probably going to release this video either on Labor Day or the day after. I've also have been drawing a lot from life, and I'm learning a ton, and I'm always trying to think about my art direction when it comes to everything I do. And I'm kind of wondering like what the winter is going to look like, because when I do make a lot of videos, I make them in the summer, and like where I am, it's usually cold for a good period of time. And with that, I'm wondering like how I could also integrate drawing from real life compared to drawing from photos. I think there definitely is great benefit from drawing from photos. I'm not going to be a purist in any direction. I think a combination of both is good. Finding a healthy balance. And I've talked to many people online, and they would say, only draw from real life, nothing but from real life. But and I think that's good. I think you do learn a lot. I find both methods helping me. I like I said, doing both, because I definitely think I have something to teach when I make these videos. And like why would I not make that? I had been thinking about making videos from real life in one way or another. And occasionally I do, and I shoot it with my phone. I'm not too sure about I don't, I'm just not in a position to like buy any fancy camera gear to make other videos. I had been thinking like it would be cool if I did a GoPro and stuff like that. Like I keep thinking like when I made the videos on cutting paper, if I should have used a GoPro for that, would it be any of a better quality? Because I was fighting that paper, and I also learned a couple other things that I learned another things kind of like after I made the video, and apparently you can make the paper flat by wrapping it in the like unrolling it and rolling it in the other direction. So I'm actually going to do that, and I'll probably make another video if that works. Well, actually, for all the videos I made on cutting paper, I ended up releasing another video about a link to that article, because Strathmore does. I should have done that first instead of trying to reinvent the wheel. But I think I think what I do is really useful for cutting the paper, but I think wrapping it in the other direction to make it flat will help make the actual cutting of the paper a lot easier. Oh yeah, another thing, I don't focus on drawing light and shadow and shade. I have been thinking, should I delve into that in any way? It would be cool if I would, and I probably will in some point in time. But the other thing is like I only have time. I only have like very very certain hours that I could effectively make videos, even though I probably have many more videos planned, written down that I've made, because like I said, I do not do this full time. And I mean, it would be cool if I did, but I guess like there's a lot of learning I have to do before I could even make any video. Believe it or not, with some of my bug videos, I do try to practice beforehand. I had been wondering if like maybe in the future I'll make a Q&A. I don't know if I should make a live stream out of it, or something like that. I don't think I really have the proper tools to do a live stream, as I think my computer would choke if I tried to do that. I don't have the strongest computer, but that's not really what really matters to me so much. I'd rather be drawing. Maybe in the future I'd get a more powerful computer, because it's like the thing is, when you're running as many applications as I am, like my drawing, this is Paint Tool Sai, and it's very efficient. So like when I make videos, it doesn't choke. I've used other programs before, and when I've tried recording, I use OBS Studio, and sometimes I would use a couple of my other applications, and I think all of them are efficient. I don't think they take up that much processing power, but I had to tweak OBS a lot so that it wouldn't crash my computer when I was running all of these programs at the same time. I feel like sometimes if I would open Google Chrome, my computer would like start going really slow, or my video quality would start deteriorating in one way or another, and it was always a bit of a fight with it. So that is just something I try to keep in the back of my mind, that like even if I wanted to make a live stream, I probably can't right now because of the dilemma with all the processing power. I do like my computer, and the other thing is I use it to compile my programs, and more often than not, like if I think I've said this before, but like if I ever use my computer to compile my program, it's like it takes all day hours for me to do that. It takes significantly longer on Windows to compile them, and when I do, it's like my computer is totally taken up by that. So like I won't be able to do anything else. Like I won't be able to draw using that computer. I won't be able to make videos. But the good news with that is more often than not, if I can't draw on my computer, I have a drawing board that I've changed as years have gone by. I'm definitely going to make another video about that because I find that kind of interesting. I feel like it took me a long time to find a healthy balance to kind of draw in a way that's more enjoyable on like in real life. I've struggled a lot with that, just because I feel like there were a lot of factors that I didn't think about before I started using my before I started drawing from real life more, and it's just there are ways to make it a lot more comfortable. Like I learned a lot more from digital drawing, how I can make it like a much how to make it a better experience. And it's something that like before I kind of struggled with it, and there were all these factors that I've learned over time that I've gotten, that I worked them out, and it's like, well, this is great. It's like you fall in love with drawing from real life again. So it's just something really important, and I do have to share that video because it's just too important not to share. I think the only downside to that video that I'm gonna make is that I think the board's like a masonite board, but it's like 12 by 18 inches, and it was an Atlas Springer board, and like I'm really disappointed because they don't manufacture that board anymore. I couldn't find it on Amazon. I should have searched the internet for it, but I'm like, the size is perfect for everything I needed it for, and it's just a shame that they don't make them anymore. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I feel like with a lot of drawing tools, they're either too big or too small. Because I actually got a 23 by 26 drawing board, and I thought, okay, great, maybe I need more room. But the thing is, like, if I am ever drawing like outside or from real life, it's so big it kind of gets in the way. I'm like, well, the thing is, it's because the way I am doing it, I don't have a lot of room, so I haven't gotten the chance to set up my real display. And my real area is like I have an easel, so I could put my like a standing easel, so I could stand and draw, which is what I really like to do because sitting down all day kind of hurts my back eventually, and like I end up not being able to draw for extended periods of time without having to stand up and take a break of some sort. So that's another life improvement. I feel like and you don't have to spend too much money on a lot of these things. Like, the biggest expense I ever spent, probably my drawing tablet, but, I use it for videos, so I find it, like, worth it. As long as I could make videos with it, get the point across, and, like, the other thing, Paint Tool Sai, like, it was a one-time purchase of, like, maybe, like, $52 or $59. Yeah, and the thing about that is a lot of drawing programs these days are like subscription based, and I understand they can probably be pretty good, but considering everything in the economy and all that, I'm trying to save as much as I can, for rent and all that. Not that I pay rent, but like for the future and all that, and it's just. It's things like that that do add up, and like if I could eliminate it as an expense, I would. But yeah, many more videos to come. There's a lot of stuff I want to draw. Um, I do try to make a bit of like a release schedule ahead of time. So like if anyone ever does request a video to be made, I will try to make it like as soon as possible. But please know that it kind of becomes a bit. I am limited on certain days. Like if I have to wake up at like 5 in the morning, or like I come, if I get stuck in rush hour traffic, I can't always make videos because I'm not going to be in the right mood. Like I need to be in the right mood, as weird as that sounds, to make what I need to. And I know that sounds really bizarre, but I have found that like if my heart's not in it or if I'm exhausted, the quality will be bad, and I don't want that to be the case. And if I was doing this full time, that would be interesting. Um, it would be cool if I could have more of a release schedule if I can do that, but the other thing is balancing everything. Balance is kind of, people talk about balance, but it's one of those things that like I feel like I still don't really have, and maybe there is no such thing as balance. Um, I've always wondered how the great artists um, have found balance in their work, and I've always kind of like wondered about that because it always seems like when it comes to uh, fine artists, you have two types. You have no, it should be more like that. You have your fine artists who had very successful careers, and you had your artists who've had like died a pauper, and it's like whoa, it's like there's like very little in between, and I always wondered like would the digital age have helped them more? I would say probably. I feel like in this day and age, there's being able to reach more of an audience, being able to do that. I also I have a lot of ambitions that I want to make of stuff, and I'm always happy to share it. But like I said, there's a lot of stuff you will not see, just because of the sheer amount of practice that I actually have to do when I'm not doing this. So there's a ton of that. There's just like an infinitesimal amount of drawing to do outside of work. So there's like the stuff you see and the stuff you don't see, and it's both are important. But at least I could talk about it in this video that it does get done, and getting really good takes an extremely long amount of time, and I do want to get to that point, and I'll share that with you as I learn things along the way. So yeah, I guess I don't want to. I probably have talked for way too long at this point, and like I always wonder how many people are actually going to see this video, because it's like maybe I should release it. I don't know. I'm kind of debating whether I should release it today or not, because it's like I feel like some of my videos may not be seen so much, but I guess it's always important that they're out there rather than, well, I don't know. I guess both are important. I think I may have. I always wondered how I have hurt my schedule, because when I first started making videos, well, as I said before, I was making applications, and I wasn't able to make a solid release schedule because all of my time was spent programming, and because of that, I think it may have affected the the algorithm a bit, or maybe people like weren't really interested in my content. At the time I probably wasn't drawing as much either, because all of my time was spent making apps or my applications, and they're very helpful for my videos. But I guess like, well, I mean, you really can't do two things at the same time, and finding a balance is really, really difficult to do. I've talked to many people, and I feel like many people lie about having a balance. I feel like when you are actually doing this, there is no balance, and most people just probably lie. But at least I could say that like I find I find that there really is not a balance. It's kind of just well, you get the point. In some of my videos, I kind of well, my tiredness kind of slips through, and I end up making some mistakes, but I hope you could forgive me for those. I'm trying to work with what I can, and that's all I can do. But yeah, thank you very much for listening throughout this video. I have had a lot of encouragement from various people, and I do love that. That does help me keep going. So you people out there, I do try to respond to all comments. That is the other thing that I wanted to mention. Sometimes YouTube's tools may hide certain comments. I don't know why, but I always try to view them all and I try to respond to all of them. I've also realized that sometimes I get an email when I get comments, other times I don't. So please don't be offended if I don't see your comment or if you have a question. But I always do try to respond to everyone. It's just I don't know why the tools behave like that. I don't know, if I'm getting an email from YouTube, it's coming from Google. They're both the same company that owns it, or Alphabet. So I don't know why they don't get through or why they decide to stop coming through. It's a bit weird, but just know that I am thinking of everyone, and I do try to respond to everything possible. I do wonder how that would work in the future, because I do know that eventually it may become a bit too overwhelming, and it's just if I get too many comments on things, how possible is it for me to respond to everything? Because it's I'll try, but if I'm doing that until the end of time, that's the other dilemma. But I'll work that out when I get there. But yeah, thank you for listening. If you have a question, as always, you could ask in the comments. If you like the video, please like it, and if you like my channel, please subscribe. Thank you very much for listening and understanding about my weird release schedule and my plans for the future. I appreciate it. Bye. And I hope you enjoyed the little flower that I tried to draw the construction of throughout this one. But yeah, thanks again. Bye.